This is the year of Luffy, baby. Shout out to you, Luffy, yo. Oh man, I'm so
Yes,
happy. Like
sir. Yes,
that
sir.
shit was hype. That shit was hype. I thought the whole thing was gonna go down, but I'm happy it didn't.
Yo, if the whole thing went down, that would have been Luffy getting flamed all over the internet this weekend, bro. It would have been
Yeah,
over.
the conspiracies, bro. The Dragon Ball heads did it, bro.
No cap. No cap. The anime wars continue for
Oh man.
俺はルフィ海賊王になる男だ
Welcome to the Strawhat Sitdown. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. What is going on, guys? It is your boy Cali Mac on the track. Never whack, bring it back. And we are back with Strawhat Sitdown episode 88.
Jeez.
Let's get it, baby. 13, 12 more to 100.
Math. Yes.
Math is hard, man. Fuck math, bro. 12 more to 100, though. We out here, baby. Hope you guys enjoying. We got the Strawhat crew in the building as per usual. You feel me? Strawhat Ma in the building. What is going on, my brother?
What is good, y'all? I hope y'all had a blessed Thanksgiving, good
Yes,
holidays, good times, good vibes, all that beautiful stuff. And we also had a great chapter too. So yeah,
We got a banger to go over as per usual. But Mod is absolutely right. We wish everybody happy holidays. Hope you guys are enjoying, doing whatever you're doing. You feel me? Mr. G in the building with the deflated Luffy behind him. They did my boy so dirty. Not bucket hat Luffy.
Yeah, so I got my bucket hat on, baby. Just had to
nah, bro, it's twinning.
Yo, that shit was awesome. My coworker, my company's on the street that they do the parade, so I think next year I'm gonna try to go so see if I can see Luffy in real life.
That's sick. You think he'll come back next year?
Yeah, I think so. They got Goku in for the last 3 years. I think Luffy's here to stay, boy. This is the year of Luffy, baby. Shout out to you, Luffy, yo. Oh man, I'm so happy.
Sir.
Like that shit was hype. That shit was hype. I thought the whole thing was gonna go down, but I'm happy it didn't.
Yo, if the whole thing went down, that would have been Luffy getting flamed all over the internet this weekend. It would have been over.
Yeah, the conspiracies, bro. The Dragon Ball heads did it, bro.
No cap. No cap. The anime wars continue for
Oh man.
Nah, we out here though. We here with another chapter. Wait, whoa, hold on. My boy YHuss, almost forgot. Last but not least, that man. Yo, I'm sorry, bro. I was about to get right into it too, bro. Damn, yo.
It's all good.
YHuss in the building. What's going on, bro?
I'm chilling, man. It's all good, man. We take a 2-week break. Suddenly things fall apart. It's all good. I don't feel
like
bad, bro.
Well, his computer died like the last week or so.
I was gonna say, yeah. Like I had a terrible week. It was bad. I remember Callie, you once said to me, like, you're like, yo, every time we get in the call, it's like, yo, what's good? And you're like, yo, YHuss, man, you're always positive. Nothing ever, like, you're never, like, down. You know, I'm like, nah, this was the week, bro. It all came crashing down. My PC died, and I work from home, so I had to, like, really haul ass to get it fixed. But I had to find one screw. It took me 6 days to find the one screw, so.
Man.
Shit was bullshit. But hey, I'm back, and I dropped a banger chapter. Like, this is one of the chapters that, like, make me think. Like, this is what people are missing when they don't read One Piece, so yes. I'm ready to talk about it.
Absolutely. I'm definitely glad things worked out in the end, because that definitely sounds like hell. I'm not gonna lie. But you are here, you made it, we out here, and you did get a banger chapter as a reward.
Facts.
So yeah, let's get into it. We do got another banger chapter. Yeah, let's just go. Fuck it.
Let's get it.
Chapter 1099, Pacifist. Alright, so we start off once again where the last chapter ended, with Kuma hearing the news of a new king coming to reign over the Sorbet Kingdom, or the old king coming back to take his reign for the Sorbet Kingdom, right? So here we see, when we start the chapter, we see Kuma saving as many citizens as he can from the fires that the old king has started to try and cleanse, the country or whatever. We get a little bit more of his motive. He says that another kingdom he saw used this strategy where they burned the lower villages in the city to cleanse of all filth in order to bring about great bliss and prosperity. Basically to suck ass to the celestial dragons. Really nasty stuff.
And we know what kingdom that was. That was wasn't it Goa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Goa kingdom. So
yeah, Luffy and Sabo's and the Great Terminal is basically the
yeah.
The Great Term. That's where Luffy, Sabo, and Ace would parlay, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
That was the result of somebody else using this strategy. Wow, that's crazy. Putting the pieces.
That's what
together.
I meant when I said this is the kind of chapter that like this is why we read One Piece, man. Like
yeah,
all to bringing this kind of stuff up. It's so sick.
Yo, that's fucking gas. Nice catch.
So we're here for, boy.
You love to see it. All right, yeah. So the people obviously are not having it. They're forming a resistance. The king is like, all right, just kill a few of them. They'll shut up. And so a couple of them do end up getting shot. But before any more can happen, Kuma to the rescue, and he is furious. This panel right here, this last panel, he's just
bro. I love that panel, bro. That shit is like
that's Kuma
that
the Tyrant right there, for real.
Yes, sir.
Bro, his bounty poster should look like this, boy. That this right here is this is fire. This is
absolutely.
Fire.
Absolutely.
Even the first panel is tough too.
I hope someone colors that in, bro. Like, cause I would love that. Put that on the thumbnail. That shit is so nice.
That shit is definitely yes.
Okay, you good, bro?
Yo, I'm trying to turn the page and this shit is tweaking. Is this the next page?
He's bugging out. Yeah, maybe you refresh
I think it is.
Yeah, that's the next page. Yeah.
Okay. My bad. My headphone just died too at the same time. Like, what is that? All right, I'm back. I'm here. We're here now. So we're back at the church. The wounded are being treated. Bonnie's worried about her dad because, you know, dad's always chilling, but, you know, it'd be like that. So we get Kuma has made it to the throne, and he is now facing the king. The king is reprimanding Kuma, saying, you know what happens if you strike me? You'll pay dearly for this, you bumpkin. But Kuma wasn't hearing none of that and just completely eviscerates the castle.
Bro, that Ursa shock is huge.
That shit is huge. Yeah. That boy was angry. Yeah. That boy was definitely angry.
And a little bit of a translation difference in this page is Bonnie saying, like, that's always a chicken, like, kind of commenting on his nature as a scaredy cat. Like, it's kind of like in that page a few chapters ago when he talks about her sapphire scales, and she's like, yo, you're being a scaredy cat, right? And like, so the TCB kind of just said, oh, I've never seen dad so worked up, which is like not really what she said. So
yeah,
translation difference.
Okay.
Saying, oh, he's going against his nature because he's the GOAT.
Good to know. So this incident of Kuma's revolution turns into the solar revolution of Sorbet Kingdom.
Fire.
Yeah, very, very dope name. Word gets spread everywhere, including Mary Joie, where we find out that the Gorosei finds out that there is a new king in town, which is Kuma. Kuma becomes the king of the people and still lives in the church.
Reluctantly, mind you.
Reluctantly becomes king of the people because that's not him.
Yeah.
But he ends up accepting begrudgingly, and yeah, he ends up still living in the old church and upgrades the garb a little bit. We get I don't know how much of a time skip this is. This can't be more than like a few weeks, I would assume, maybe months.
Yeah, probably.
I think if it was longer, we'd probably get an actual timestamp for it.
They probably would have said, yeah.
So here he's talking to some of the elderly villagers. We get the info that Kuma's not actually running the country. The old king is handling all the political aspects of being the king. Kuma is more so just the figurehead, the people's champ.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, and the old people just reminiscing on how under Bulldog's reign they were still happy. Everything's looking up. We then get a shot to a older teen adult. I don't know what age she is in this.
I would say teen.
Panel. Yeah, teen, right?
Yeah.
So everybody's a little bit confused on who this is until they realize it's Jenny. Not Jenny. Until they realize it's Bonnie.
Because they thought it was Jenny.
Yeah, because it looks like Jenny. There we go. Bonnie, not even knowing what's going on, is confused while they're confused, and then looks in the mirror and recognizes that she has aged herself. So she gets shocked. They all get shocked, and then in her shock, she reverts back to her real age. They all realize that she's eating the devil fruit, the age fruit. but nobody can figure out when or where it happened.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little upset with Oda for not showing that, bro. Like, where did this fruit come from?
No, I'm sure.
I think that's part of the mystery.
Yeah. There's definitely some lore behind.
Yeah.
When and where she had the dub for. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been revealed immediately. There's definitely something behind it.
Facts.
Yeah. So yeah, out of shock, she reverts back to a kid. She tries to go back to aging up again, but she can't do it. I want to make note that the official, I like the TCB translation more than the official because it actually made me laugh out loud. In the official, one of the guys says, "Try doing it with your mind," and so she's just struggling, saying, "Get older, get older." But in the TCB, she says, "Granny time, granny time," and that shit just had me fucking crying. I'm not gonna lie, like a fucking superhero catchphrase and shit. That shit was funny.
That is funny.
But yeah, she can't do it on her own. And as they're trying to figure this out, we get a random drop in into the church. It's an old lady who one of the villagers mistakes for Bonnie transforming in a funny sequence.
That killed me. That was
that was pretty funny.
I'm not gonna lie, they got me, bro. I thought that was actually Bonnie.
Me too. And then I saw it, I was like, "Oh,
you
fuck!"
see her right next to her,
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh man."
Nah, that was funny. We then find out that this is actually the wife of Bulldog, which is the current king, former king of Sorbet.
This broke my ankle. Kylie, read the bottom left panel. The two bubbles there.
He says, "My mother is already here. I see. She's Connie, the one-time Queen Dowager."
That's his mom.
That's his mom.
Well, that's okay.
Okay, because that broke my ankle. I really just now. I was like, "What? That's his mom?" TCB. I thought, or maybe I read it wrong.
I could have sworn TCB said wife too, but maybe I'm tripping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's his mom. Okay, all right.
Sense.
So yeah, his mom and the king did an impromptu visit. And we find out that the old king, which has now failed twice to rule over the Sorbet kingdom, is plotting another attack to try and take over the kingdom. And this time though, he has become a little more strategic and has tried to slander Kuma's name with a false article in the papers. Kuma is now labeled as Kuma the Tyrant, seized the throne with violence by burning villages, really a whole smear campaign. And this also helps to inform the king and Kuma that what's this guy's name? King Bakori. That King Bakori has the world government on his side as well.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So they get intel that they're preparing battleships. But Kuma, being the man that he is, vows to handle this alone and just destroy everything, finishes himself. But he recognizes, because now that they have the world government on their side, once he does this, he will be a criminal and he will force to live a life of piracy. Mm-hmm. So he gives his title to Bulldog, so Bulldog will be the official king. And he gives Bonnie some last words that he'll tell her to be a good girl. He'll be going for a while. You have a really sad panel of Bonnie saying she'll miss him. Really sweet stuff. And then that's it. Kuma sets off and just really quickly just eviscerates these guys for the third. I don't know why this guy keeps trying to do this shit. Like, it's literally failed the first 2 times, and then you get wiped in 5 minutes the second time, the third time. Like, at some point you got to give up. I ain't gonna lie.
Dragon and Ivankov should have killed this nigga, man.
That's real.
Agreed.
That's real.
I thought Kuma killed him, but clearly that's not in his nature.
Yeah.
So he didn't, and I was biting him in the ass. Which...
Yeah. No, that guy gotta go. He gotta just give it up.
I think it's also cool to I think a bit of a question was why was Kuma ever a pirate? And he kind of wasn't really a pirate. He was just an outlaw who was looking for Vega, or like a cure for Bonnie. That's really it. He just happened to be an outlaw.
Right.
So I guess pretty much all outlaws are pirates.
No, for sure, but I mean, it says that he's not looking for treasure or anything like that.
He wasn't in the piracy. I think pirate is the term that doesn't necessarily lead to how a person acts, I guess. Because there's definitely people labeled as pirate like Kuma who aren't acting as pirate. So
yeah, he's like not after anything except to like help on. You know?
Yeah.
He's like, okay, that makes sense. That's why he was quote unquote a pirate. But yeah, they're all outlaws at the end of the day.
Yeah, so he does get the wanted poster, and his reputation increases over time as he goes around doing stuff. We get a small panel with Bonnie saying she misses him and whatnot, calling him, telling what, I can't even speak. This is the mother of the king, right?
Yeah, it's Queen Connie.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they did say I forgot to mention, they did say that they would take her in and build a special area where she would be safe from all sunlight. So she's saying to Bonnie to remember that he is the one that saved the world, the land, but she's saying she doesn't care, that's my daddy. Which I thought was a really sweet line, especially considering how she still talks about him in the present. Yeah, so she says when she's all better, she'll be a pirate, and yada yada, etc., etc. We then go to Kuma, who is going all across the world, saving people, helping people, while also trying to gather information to try and save his daughter. Leads them all over the place.
We see a lot of places that we've seen before.
This is so cool.
Like I know we see the bridge, right, that Robin was at when she was sent to.
Yeah, Tequila Wolf. Yep.
Yeah,
Tequila Wolf. What's the top right one? Is that
that is Mihawk's Island.
Mihawk's Island? Okay, that's what I thought. And then we get
yeah, those middle panels are like Abdullah and Jeet, the bounty hunters. They just happen to run up on him.
Yes.
From just Rosa. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, go ahead, Mister.
I was just saying, I just thought it was cool because a lot of these places are the places that he sent the Straw Hats at.
Yeah. I can go through them. Top left, the winter place is.
Shit! Dude. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. That shit just hit me
it's
like
all good, bro.
I'm
glad to hear this.
That's the island Nami got sent to.
The third one in the middle, yeah. With the area of the Sky Island.
Shit.
Top left is Vegapunk's home island where Frankie got sent. Kurakana. The middle left is Usopp's island. That's Hercules. And
I see it. That's so fucking cool,
crazy, man. And Tequila
man.
Wolf. Yeah. The bridge, crazy.
That's so cool. Awesome find, man.
And then and the right side, the right page, the bottom left is where Chopper was sent, the Torino Island. Those are the guys that was crawling with the birds.
Yes, you're right.
Wait, where?
The right side of this page, the right page, the bottom of that page, the last panel on the right page, those clansmen with the spears. That's where Chopper was sent. Remember those guys were fighting with the birds?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Fucking sick.
He went all these places just to look for Akira, man. It's so wild.
Yeah, you can see it in this panel to the left, towards the bottom middle, where he's thinking about his daughter and just crying in frustration. He was going through it, man.
He was.
5 years, man. He was on a deadline. He was rushing.
It just, it really reminded me of when Corazon was doing it with Law.
Yeah, that's a good parallel. Yeah.
Yeah, but the only thing is that he wasn't able to bring Bonnie with him. If he could, he would have.
Yeah. So absolutely. All right, yeah. So we fast forward a little bit later, and we see a reunion with Kuma and the Revolutionary Army.
Dragon's ship is awesome.
We got to see it. The last page. Yeah.
Yeah, his ship is definitely sick. We find out that this is around the time that Ivankov got caught and sent to prison along with Inazuma.
Yes.
Dragon remarks on all the names that Kuma's gotten. And then we find out that one of the Revolutionary Army members, what's the lady sitting on top of Kuma?
Bello Betty.
Okay, so we find out that Bello Betty has been withheld from being captain of the Eastern Forces because Dragon doesn't want anyone to take up the position without Kuma's blessing first, because it was originally Jenny's position, which really awesome thing. Yeah, that was very respectable. Yeah. Dragon is a sick character, even if he might be a little fraudulent. He's definitely a sick character.
Oh no!
No, the fraudulent charges.
I need Dragon to do something more at some point. But he's chilling for now. He does have some nice character moments in this whole backstory. He's had some nice character moments. So
it's shown a softer side of Dragon than I thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We know him as the menace, the revolutionary guy. But
I think he's always been pretty sensible. I don't think he's ever been like.
You're right.
like crazy or anything from the shots we've seen. But we haven't seen that much of him either, so you know, we're definitely seeing more. Is definitely unlocking his character a little bit more. So yeah, they're catching up. We learned Sabo and Koala and a couple others there. They want to see him. A lot of new younger members like them. Kuma says he wants to return, but he is still looking for a cure for his daughter. But this is when Vegapunk interjects, or not Vegapunk, whoops, spoilers. This is when Dragon interjects and introduces Kuma to a name, Dr. Vegapunk. They find out that he was in an accident and that they're transferring to a new lab, and that normally he has a lot of security, but with this transfer of himself and his materials to a new lab, it might be, he tells Kuma it might be easier for him to meet up with him and try and get a cure for Bonnie. Kuma says that if he can just cure Bonnie's disease, he'll be happy to fight at the Revolutionary Army's side again. Dragon says, "May the winds of fate guide us well, my friend."
Affirmed. Dragon got wind powers.
Yeah, that line is definitely Oda with a little wink, wink, but it'd be like that. We go back to Bonnie on the island where Kuma has popped up for a surprise visit. Bonnie is beating somebody's ass here. Definitely up in her training, getting a little stronger and whatnot.
For a second, I thought it was Bon Clay, but I know it's not. But like for a quick second, I thought it was him. I was like,
there's some interesting stuff in this chapter. Like I'm gonna like the guy that was talking to Saturn, I think earlier, he had like Foxy's hair, and it's like, Oda, why'd you do that? So no, I don't blame you, bro.
Yeah, so we get the Bonnie Kuma reunion after some time, and Kuma takes Bonnie all the way to Laboratory 8, which later turns into Egghead Island. We're at now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kuma tells Bonnie that they're going to a doctor to get a checkup before the disease is healed, and that's when we see OG Dr. Vegapunk.
what a crazy character design, bro! I still can't. I still can't get over it.
Yeah, no, this shit is crazy. Vegapunk says he's never seen a man like him before, like Kuma, and Kuma says the same thing. Bonnie calls his head gross. Yeah, pretty funny stuff. It's a pretty cordial meeting at first.
Yeah.
They Kuma goes on to discuss his daughter's condition. He tells them that she can survive and that he has a procedure that can save her life. He says, specifically going into it, he's generating new stem cells and transplanting them, and it's about much in work and cost as creating a cyborg. This line interested me. Is this not just the process for the pacifistas? Is this part of what he did with the green blood as well?
Possibly.
I feel like I remember them saying something about transferring stem cells with the green blood, but I could be wrong.
It could be like the prototype leading into that type of research.
Maybe.
Okay, no, I could be tripping. No, I thought I remember specifically reading the word stem cells when we were talking about how the green blood process.
It kind of rings a bell. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I could be tripping though.
That shit was a while ago.
It was a minute ago. It'd be like that. So yeah, he says it's about as much work and cost as creating a cyborg, but not actually a cyborg. It's simply just the cost. Vegapunk goes on to look through the notes and recognizes that Kuma is a buccaneer. Vegapunk says, I'm with the government, right? But Kuma says, I trust Dragon won't put me in danger. And then he asks what makes his blood different than other people. But then Vegapunk goes on to make a suggestion, which is to make clones of Kuma. He says he's been looking for the right person to make the base for his clone soldiers. He just needs permission to create clones and a blood sample, and he will cover the entire course of Bonnie's operation, which he just said prior to was going to be a lot.
Yep.
And he knows that Kuma can't pay for it himself, so gives an opportunity to, you know, get the surgery. Kuma says he can't decline the offer either way, but he wants to know what Vegapunk will do with these clones. He wants to know all the soldiers that look like him will be in the Navy. And then Vegapunk explains. He asks about electromagnetic energy, and then explains that when pirates see a human shooting laser beams, they'll go mute with shock. They're laid low by the overwhelming power of science. He basically wants to use them for good. He wants to save the people, and he wants these soldiers to be heroes to the common man.
To be a deterrent, right? Like not actually like enforcing, but like, oh, if someone sees a laser beam, oh, I'm not gonna fuck with them.
Yeah.
So, but clearly that's not what the government has.
He had pure intentions for them to be civil soldiers who would protect the people. Hearing this, Kuma is on full board with the idea now. He said, perhaps if clone soldiers could save other people's lives, then my own life will have meaning. He says he's nothing but grateful to both of them. And he drops a really hard line. He says, I would make a deal with you to save Bonnie's life, even if you were the devil himself. Just save Bonnie.
Kind of did.
Yeah, which is the underlying meaning behind that sentence is insane.
It keeps going too, honestly, with his response. Like
because Vegapunk in the very next panel says you're a true saint. Just kind of juxtaposing, you know, the two phrases. Really good stuff. Oda's a gold, man.
And obviously, like the next thing is Marijois, and thinking about the word saint in One Piece, you know, Saint Charles, Saint whatever.
Yeah.
And then being the devils of the world, Oda's the gold, man.
So so is it here? Are they eavesdropping on the conversation? Is that what it is?
I think so. I'm pretty sure his lab is bugged. I mean, that would make sense, right? Because the Gorosei invested so much money and so much research into Vegapunk, but that's the vibe that I'm getting, that they're listening in to what's going on.
Speaking on what they're talking about, he says Saturn says clone soldiers are weapons, and weapons are valued by how many they can kill. He then says Vegapunk would let a golden opportunity slip through his fingers, but I have a plan to deal with this. So it sounds like he's responding to what they're saying.
And the black Denden Mushi are the spy tappers.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so it's 100%. Yeah, okay. So that's 100%. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm assuming he's talking to Emu, right? Because he says, "As you say, my lord." Like,
no, I think someone is responding to him. Some random soldier. Yeah.
Copy.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So there's gonna be someone in the lab right now working like with Vegapunk, probably.
Wait, what?
No, you tripping. We mean like there's probably someone in the room with Saturn hearing that's with him and saying,
"Yeah, that's
you're
as
right.
you say, my lord," to Saturn. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know. That the person saying, "As you say, my lord," I think is someone that's undercover in Vegapunk's.
No, they're talking. They're talking to the Gorosei right now. Who the person saying, "As you say, my lord," they're talking to the Gorosei.
Yeah,
so
I know.
How would they be in Vegapunk's lab?
Well, I think that person is undercover for the Gorosei in Vegapunk's lab. No, because Gorosei is saying like
okay, I get what you think. It's somebody in Vegapunk's lab with the Den Mushi.
Yeah.
That's responding.
The bubble would be like radio, not like a radio.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's the case either. Yeah, I think that they probably just have a Den planted somewhere in the lab.
Okay. I'm just curious as to like what he plans to do.
Yes, I think it's a good question though. I see why you say it. Yeah. Because like, what next? How are you going to interfere? So I see.
Yeah. No, that's fair. And then we get the last and the name drop on the chapter, and Kuma responds to Vegapunk calling him a saint. He says, "I'm a saint." No, I'm nothing like that. I'm just a weak-willed pacifist. And Vegapunk laughs and says, "I like that. I think I'll use it for the name of my future soldiers." Hence the name Pacifista.
Damn. That was
end of chapter. Oof.
That was a hard hitting ending. I'm not.
That was a very hard hitting ending. I think that was a really dope way to show how the Pacifistas got their name. And it makes so much sense considering, like, pacifista sounds like something good, something keeping the peace, you know what I mean? And so for when we're first introduced to these cyborgs and they're doing everything but that, it definitely caused some confusion. So this is definitely dope. Really, really good lore drop here, man.
Mm-hmm.
It goes to show you that like Vegapunk always had good intentions, and same thing with Kuma, but once you make a deal with the government like that, with the Gorosei especially, it's never gonna go the way you initially intended.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, absolutely.
I saw people calling Vegapunk naive for this, like thinking that the government won't repurpose the pacifista. Like the Navy are definitely going to use them exactly how they should be. Like I think you guys, how would you guys think that?
No, that's hindsight. I think that's the reader putting themselves in the character position as a young scientist who has been getting backed by the government funding for however long he's been before this incident, with I'm pretty sure no issues, because this is probably after. Because I'm thinking about timeline. How long after this was Mads disbanded? Do you think?
That shit was a minute ago.
They've been disbanded.
Yeah, that shit was like actual long time ago, I think. I'll search that though.
So
they've been disbanded for a minute.
I'm trying to remember the timeline. Right, I'm trying to remember the timeline of events. If
we're 5 years away from Bonnie being the current age that she is now in the current story, which means that's 2 years before the time skip. So that means 3 years before Luffy. This is 3 years before Luffy sets out.
I'm trying to think if Vegapunk was slighted by the government by this point in time.
Yeah, I kind of get what you mean. Like right now, he doesn't have any reason to believe that they would. He doesn't have any precedent for his own things being reused.
Right.
I get what you mean. But also like at this point, because he clearly knew about the Buccaneers, and this is well after Ohara. So he had the knowledge of the ancient kingdom and stuff like that. So like he kind of has to know these niggas are the worst of all time.
That's fair.
But yeah,
maybe.
What's up, Mod? Oh yeah. I kind of understand. Like, especially if, by the way, at the end of Egghead, if there's no off switch on the pacifista, I'm gonna be shocked. If there's no like master command for Vegapunk to like take control back, I'd be shocked. That's when I will really call him naive, by the way. Like if he surrendered all control to the Gorosei.
I mean, maybe the thing is, we don't know exactly when he started looking into the poneglyphs and the void sentry and stuff, right? Like, maybe he doesn't at this point have necessarily a reason to believe that his pacifistas would be used for a force of evil. Because, I mean, like Callie said, up to this point, it's possible that he could have been, cool, chilling, basically doing his scientific experiments without any interference whatsoever. For real, it's possible. But I don't know. It's hard to say whether, like, he's naive for thinking that they can be used like that or not. I don't know.
That's fair. And also, there's the possibility that, like, he thought he had more control than he did, because obviously we know Saturn's going to interfere somehow. Yeah. So maybe he didn't see that as a possibility. So there's still that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't listen too much.
Yeah. No, yeah, I don't think he deserves that much slack.
So one thing, because I know last episode I had thought that like Bonnie's sapphire scales was healed after she ate the fruit. Clearly that is not the case. Not like Law, right? Because Law, when he ate his fruit, he was healed and he was good. So
Law's was definitely a more medical fruit. So we do find out that it wasn't the fruit; it was Vegapunk that ended up saving the day.
I thought it was sick though, like with the altered future and stuff. That was a cool idea. And there's still the idea of what purpose Bonnie serves to the government, because they said that she served her purpose.
Yeah, that's true.
So like that, her Delph was definitely going to be important. Also, like we said earlier in this chapter, Oda's hiding when she ate it. So that's So it's definitely going to be like some sort of important. Speaking of when she ate it, when do you guys think she might have eaten it?
It's hard, man.
I think she. If I'm gonna be honest, the fact that we didn't see this whatsoever since Bonnie was shown has me believe that she ate it when she was a baby.
I completely agree. I completely agree.
I think that's the running theme. It got some really wicked implications, but I think that is the
but there's precedent for these celestial dragons doing that though with Boa and her sisters.
Yeah, no, you're right. It hasn't. It's definitely not something that is shoved right in our face, like explicitly stated. But it's definitely been implied in more ways than one. So if if Oda really never brings this up again, then 9 out of 10 chance that's probably what it is.
Wow.
It's crazy.
This arc has been dark, yo. This whole arc has been really fucking dark.
It is.
Oda was not playing with this final saga shit, man.
Nah, he said, y'all thought it was too goofy? Nah. We getting dark times right now.
Yeah, and I also think like it's smart of Oda to have someone like Kuma, like just so the final saga, and in my opinion, the world government is gonna be the final villain, Imu and them. So I think it's smart for Oda for like the final saga to begin, and Oda is like, by the way, this whole thing we've been dealing with, I'm gonna show you exactly why these guys are the worst bastards of all time, and this is the real enemy. And Kuma is a great person for us to relate to and just understand and be like, wow, this guy was the GOAT, and the world government did this nigga wrong. Yeah. Like nah, we need justice for this nigga. This nigga needs justice. So yeah, Kuma is just a great character to focus on to set us up for why the world government is the real enemy at the end. A line I thought was also pretty interesting in this chapter is the third last page when they talk about the Buccaneer blood. And Vegapunk kind of like hints that with more research on his blood, he could tell him why the Buccaneer are special. Maybe that might just be about like why they're so strong and stuff like that. But I thought it like might have been like their importance to the world type shit.
I don't have enough of a sample size to explain. No, that's fair. I can see why you could think that, but that would also imply that he has that information now.
Yes, absolutely.
But you know what? That could also tie into why he's started a project looking into the Void Century as well. If it all comes together like that, he could have looked at the blood because we know the Buccaneers are definitely tied to. Well, I guess we don't necessarily know, but I think it's safe to assume that they're tied to the D-Clan Void Century. You know, the whole greater mystery. So I could definitely see a scenario where he looked into the sample of blood that Kuma gave for the clones, and then Link traced it back to the Void Century, and that's why I started looking that up. Mm-hmm. That's my headcanon.
And no, I think there's also like a lot of reason to believe it too, because obviously the Seraphim are his current like magnum opus on the evolution of devil fruits and how to like give people devil fruits artificially.
Yeah.
So like it makes sense that like this might be where he really started going ham. And obviously the chapter where he talked about the what devil fruits might be, and they're using Luffy to explain that, like the Nika and like the desires of people and all that stuff. So yeah, there's kind of like a lot of evidence that like this kind of stuff, the Buccaneer stuff, the Ohara stuff, the Nika stuff, is why he started going ham on that shit. And honestly, this is the kind of chapter like I think we can all describe it as setup. Next one is the kind of chapter. Yeah, exactly. It just makes me so hyped for what's coming next. I can't stop thinking about what's possible.
And not just that, but next one is 1,200, bro. You know that's gonna be a milestone chapter.
Yeah.
1,100.
Yeah.
So that's definitely gonna be a big chapter.
So how do you guys? Is there a break next week?
Hell nah.
Oh, that you love to see it. You love to see it. So how do you guys see the next chapter going? Because with it being 1,100, I do think that Oda will probably pull something crazy out the hat. Do we continue the flashback? Do we go back to present time?
So I think we're actually gonna finish the flashback next chapter, and I think we're gonna go back, and then we're gonna get the big reveal on whoever saves Bonnie in that instance or interferes in that instance. And
I can definitely see the chapter starting in the flashback, ending the flashback, and then the chapter ending on whatever saves the day for Bonnie or whatever. Yeah.
And then break.
yeah, that's definitely the classic. I like that. I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah. So. I'm
Uh,
excited. I'm excited. This is some good shit, bro.
I find it hard to say it's gonna end next chapter just because like it really does feel every chapter. I think I've said it's like every fucking flashback chapter, but it does feel like there's like still a lot to cover. Maybe now we really could get to the end, but I also think like this is not. I also think like Bonnie's life after this still has to kind of be covered a little bit, like why she like we all know why she went out to sea to understand Kuma and stuff like that. There's still Kuma's life as a cyborg. There's still his like why he goes through with becoming a mindless cyborg. Why he gets his mind wiped. Why he decides to save Luffy's crew. Why he decides to like look after their ship. Like there's still I think there's like still a lot.
I think that majority of that Kuma stuff can be answered next chapter. I think that the
I think it could be.
I think that the Bonnie stuff is not relevant only because this is Kuma's flashback and not really Bonnie's flashback. Not to say that it's not relevant because it's obviously relevant, but it's not. I don't think it's the focus of. I don't think she's been the focus of this flashback.
Yeah,
no facts.
It's not imperative for this moment, right?
She's been a byproduct because she's been Kuma's focus, but I think that this is supposed to be Kuma's backstory more than anything.
If I'm arguing for like what will have Kuma's return have the most impact, I think that knowing what Bonnie went through after getting captured by the world government is also like gonna give us a lot of like it's gonna make the impact. It's gonna make the moment have a lot of impact even more so.
Yeah.
So I still think it has that kind of impact. But I do see what you guys mean. It's definitely Kuma's flashback. But I still think like their stories are too tied. It's kind of like Rebecca and Kairos.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fair.
But yeah, I just think.
But as you said that though, right? We still had we still had Kairos' backstory, and then we got Rebecca's story later on. You know what I mean? Like so, they could definitely do something similar like that.
They could.
I don't think that they would go. Personally, I don't think that they would go back and do this again though. After this, I think after this,
I don't think Bonnie gets a flashback. If I'm being real with you,
yeah. Like,
what do we really need to know about Bonnie? Like, I get.
No, I'm saying I think this is
I mean,
like she's 12 right now, so that's why I'm kind of on the same train with YHuss, and then I'm also on the track of if we don't get Bonnie's like everything else here, if nothing else is covered after this about Bonnie, then we're just not coming back here. I just don't think, because she's, like I said, this is 5 years from the current storyline. That includes post time skip. So 3 years since Luffy starts his adventure. So obviously her motivations from 3 years at this point is tied to the 2 year time skip as well. So it's like,
but
I can't see us going back after this.
Is there anything that we need to know about Bonnie?
Why they had her captive?
Yeah, aside from that,
and what purpose she served for the government.
So
I have a feeling that I think
the purpose is going to be tied into Kuma.
Gorosei flashback or something.
No, Kuma, I think that that's why I'm saying like I don't think Bonnie's gonna be the focus, because I think whatever purpose Bonnie served for the government is tied to Kuma and whatever deal he made with them and Vegapunk to become. Well, maybe I might be getting too ahead of myself,
Callie,
but
the problem with that is that I hope that this entire time I've thought that Saturn, like next chapter, I think Saturn is gonna use Bonnie or maybe Sorbet in some way to blackmail Kuma and threaten him into taking this deal, right?
Yeah.
But I still think that once, like in the actual story of One Piece, Kuma by Marineford, actually even by Sabaody, he tells Luffy before he sends him flying, he's like, we're never gonna speak again.
We'll never speak again, yeah.
Yeah, and that's him saying, like, it's over for me, bro. And so basically, by that point, it was decided. But Bonnie gets captured by a Akainu after Marineford. Yeah. And then she escapes without her crew, I think, somehow. So that's a 2-year gap, or maybe a year and a half or whatever, that Bonnie is in captive with the world government. Also, there's what Akainu said to her before he takes her away. He says, "When I heard that you got away from the world government, a shiver went up my spine." So she might get captured in this flashback again.
Interesting.
Okay, that's fair.
So I think there's like just a lot of her stuff that we just need to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and also, I feel like he slowed the pace down in this chapter, which makes me think he's not trying to rush to like get all the stuff in next chapter.
Well, yeah, he wasn't supposed to finish. I don't know what the end point was originally planned to be, but as we all know, he didn't finish last chapter. So that could be the reason why it feels like that, because I have that same feeling too. That's why I'm probably going to predict personally we're going to be here for 2 to 3 more chapters.
Yeah. I think two makes like we gotta have at least 2. That's my guess.
Yeah,
that's fair. I can see it going either way.
Yeah.
I can see it going either way.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to ask you guys, because how they brought up the stem cells and stuff like that. Do you think it's possible that whatever stem cell procedure they took from Kuma, they put into Bonnie, and that's what the government used? Like, I don't know. There's something there, because they definitely want the Buccaneer blood, right? And
I'm confused on what you mean.
I honestly, I'm confused as what I'm asking. What I'm saying is, like, there's something there, like, because they brought up the stem cells. What if they took the stem cells from Kuma and put it into Bonnie to heal her? And whatever concoction that created is why the government wanted, because like she got the age fruit, right? And then Buccaneer blood. What if that creates like an immortality type of elixir type of shit? You know?
I think when I think of something like that, I think the age fruit. Like if you can get that ability, you might be able to use it in broken ass ways. Like kind of maybe even what's his name just did, Saturn when he got stabbed. What if he was literally turning back his age by 10 seconds?
Okay.
Well, like if I know that's kind of the route you're going down, right? Like using
so there's something like that, yeah.
I think it's possible. Like again, that whole serving the purpose of the government, that shit is so interesting. And I think that her devil fruit is probably the main reason. And then obviously there's still the fact that she's half such a dragon. But yeah, man. So I see what you're saying. Well, it seems like we're gonna get our answers pretty soon, in my opinion.
Yeah, bro. Definitely within the next chapter too, for sure.
Well, if she does get, let's say that she does get inserted with Kuma's stem cells, and she has Buccaneer blood with Celestial Dragon blood, like there's something there.
Yeah, and that might be that alter feature where she was D's as hell. Remember she was like bad wham for no reason when she was chasing Vegapunk, or maybe it was Vegapunk. But yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? This chapter is really like what I mean when I say this is why there are niggas that will read One Piece all at once, and then this show would be like, oh, I saw that like 5 days ago when I was reading Sabaody. It's like, nah, bro, we saw that shit 4 years ago, my nigga. It's 5 years ago, 6 years ago when we saw the time skip for the first time or whatever. It's such a chapter where everything connects to each other. Like even the accident Dragon mentions to Kuma is Caesar exploding Punk Hazard.
Oh shit! Real damn.
Yeah. That's why he switches labs.
Oh shit!
Oh
shit is
wow!
crazy,
I didn't even think about that.
I didn't think of that.
It's crazy, bro.
Oh my god!
Hold up, man. That's what he does. That's what he fucking does, man.
One Piece is so cool, man. This shit is goated.
Yeah. Amazing chapter.
Definitely banger chapter. Anything else we want to talk about before we wrap it up?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It was set up like we said.
It was definitely slower. I definitely think that he's gonna bring out some crazy shit next chapter, but we'll see what happens. That'll be it for us then. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Shout out to everybody in the Twitch chat hanging out with us. Big shout out to everybody listening on YouTube, Spotify, Podcast, Podbean, Apple Pod, etc. We appreciate each and every one of you. We hit 200 subscribers on YouTube. Woo!
Let's go.
Yes, let's go.
Big shout out to all of you guys on the YouTube community. We appreciate you guys. We are going to start trying to do a simul stream on YouTube and Twitch, so make sure you guys are following the YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube at Strawhat Sitdown, so you guys can check out there, or follow the Twitch over here at twitch.tv/CaliMac. But we are going to be trying to stream to both, so you can have options. You feel me?
Yes,
also make sure you guys follow all the socials. Follow Strawhat Sitdown on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram at Strawhat Sitdown. You look for us, you will find us. All right.
Let's get to 300, yo.
Let's get to 300. You feel me?
We gotta go in chat.
Let's get to it. Big go. D3 in the building. What's going on, brother, man? Hope you're doing good, family.
Man, we miss you, bro.
We definitely miss you, brother, man. Hope you're doing good, brother. That's gonna be it. No break next week, so we are going to be back next Sunday with another banger review. All right. That's gonna be it for us today, though. Until next time, you guys take it easy, be safe, be healthy. We appreciate you guys, and we will see y'all when we see y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat sit down. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that straw hat sit down. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Straw hat sit down crew in the building. We promoting to these other podcasts. We gon' put these people in their feelings when they hear this and they know that they can't top this. We spit facts and we poppin' every time an episode is dropping. We see D3 in the corner, Mister, that's a real G with the green screen in the background. Got him looking like he in a real scene. We got Big Mod in the cut. Always ready with rebuttals, but he bring the knowledge when we in the huddle, so you know the crew is never gonna fumble. And it's YHuss, last but not least. If you ask me, then Cali, mad the captain, make him rally around me. Every Sunday we gon' run deep, and we can't stop until we find out about that one piece. Who gon' get down? We are. This that straw hat sit down. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that straw hat sit down. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are.